This video is a video on how to build your arabesque or how to work on your arabesque. So this is going to be specific for dancers. And we're going to start on our stomachs. So when you come down onto your stomach, you need to make sure that your abdominals can be drawn up and that you're not sinking in your lower back already. So if you know that you have a tendency to sink into your lower back, it might help you to put a little towel roll or something underneath your hip bones, but let your pubic bone come off, just to give you a little bit more length in your lower back. So the first thing that we're going to do in building our arabesque is we're going to try to make sure that we can move the leg in the hip socket into extension, so behind us, without it affecting our pelvis or our lower back. So because we're doing ballet, we're going to rotate the legs turned out. You can have a little bit of space between your legs, but keep in mind, we all know for arabesque, we want to have it behind our head. And then you're already drawing the abdominals up. You want to lengthen your tailbone down, and you're going to reach long through your leg and lift it off the ground and lower. And then the other side, reach and lift and lower. So drawing the abdominals up and lower and reach and lift and lower. Now, in order to get the leg to lift, you need to use your glute and your hamstring. So you want to make sure that you're feeling the muscles working. You also want to be careful that you're not releasing your back. I don't know if you can see that, but now I'm kind of allowing my pelvis and my back to go. So reaching long out of the hip, extending in the hip, reaching long. One more each side. And one more to the other side. So we've got that hip extension down. Ideally, you continue to work on getting more and more hip extension without it affecting your back and pelvis. Then we're going to work on the upper back. So you're going to roll your shoulders open, and we're going to lengthen and try to bend from the shoulder blades up and lower. So I'm using breath with this. I'm inhaling to lengthen, and I'm exhaling to lower. So this is the beginning of my cambrai back, right? I lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through the spine. I go so much that my upper back can go. Now I'm trying to move mainly from the shoulder blades up here so that I can differentiate what part of my spine is working when. So we're starting small in these movements. And lower. And up. And lower. Now already here I could do a combo movement. So I could lengthen my upper back and lift my leg. And lower. And lengthen and lift, and lower. And I'm trying to avoid my lower back, so I keep reaching long through my tailbone as I extend, and lower, and lengthen. I'm trying to zip my abdominals up, and lower, lengthening and lifting, and lower, and lengthening and lifting, and lower. And then if you need a break, because you are working the muscles of your back anyway, you can sit back into like a little round back position to stretch out your lower back. All right, so we're going to start making it bigger, and I think a foam roller will help for this. So I'm coming back down onto my stomach. I'm still using this little towel roll underneath my hips, and I'm going to start with my arms long. My legs are apart and rotated. I'm doing what I did before, so I'm zipping my abdominals up. I'm lengthening my tailbone. My legs are very active. Then I'm going to glide my shoulder blades down the back and start lifting my upper back like I did. Now I'm going to use my abdominals, my glutes, my lats, and my back to extend the spine up. And then I'm going to lengthen down, because you have to bend your back in an arabesque, right? Now when you do this, your hip bones are coming off the ground. So I glide the shoulders down, I lift the sternum. Now I don't keep my hip bones pressing down. My abdominals connect to my pubic bone and hip bones, so I'm lifting, 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 lifting up, and then I'm lengthening back down. Inhaling, exhale, lift, lift, lift. My legs are very active, keeping the collarbone wide and open, and then lengthening in the other direction. Up, up, up. Try to move segmentally here. Lift, 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 lift. Inhale, keep the abdominals connected as you lengthen away. And one more, gliding the shoulders down, lifting, 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 lifting up. Inhale, and lengthening away. And again, because you're using your back and it can get tired, you might sit back into a child's pose here. Okay, so we're again rounding the back. This is more of a shell stretch than a child's pose. So we're moving the spine in the opposite direction that we just did for our back bending movement. All right, so then you can come onto all fours. And we're going to start trying to put some of these pieces together. Now, when you do an arabesque, our pelvis rotates a little bit. So we're going to initiate this movement, stabilizing our shoulders and our abdominals. And I'm going to initiate this movement by doing a small piston. I have to think of reaching out through my sits bone. I don't want to crunch up my hip. I've rotated my pelvis a little bit. As you can see, my pelvis rotated slightly up to the ceiling on the right side. Then I'm going to go to my turnout there. Then I'm going to lengthen my leg to my arabesque there. So my hip is a little bit open. Then I'm going to reach, 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 reach. Try to move that leg independent. And then I'm going to go further. I'm going to allow my pelvis, hip, spine to extend. I'm going to come back and regroup. I'm going to bend that knee and I'm going to come back in. What you want to check here is that you don't shift. After I do my piston, I don't want to end up shifted off of this leg. So I've got to keep it directly over that leg. So again, I'm pistoning the leg up without hip hiking. I'm rotating. I'm reaching long. I've got my abdominals on. Now I'm going to grow more until my pelvis starts to move. And then I'm going to move my spine in opposition to it. I'm going to come back here, here, and control that lower with the piston. So we should do both sides. So you piston, rotate turned out. You lengthen the leg, try not to shift off of your supporting leg. Now you grow out, you reach long. You reach, 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 reach. Your pelvis starts to move, your spine starts to move. And then you regroup. You pull it in, rotate, and lower. We should do at least one more each side. Of course you would do more, but since we're kind of building this, let's do this all together. So you piston, you rotate turned out, you slide it out, grow and reach, 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 reach. Try to feel when the change happens, my pelvis, my back, and I lift my sternum, and then I come back and I'm still reaching long. Here, here, and down. Check it to the other side. So again, abdominals drawn in. I piston. Make sure I'm not hip hiking. I rotate to whatever my turnout is. I lengthen. And again, I'm going to grow out. Out, 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 out. I'm going to try not to over-rotate. Grow out, grow out, grow out, grow out, grow out. Lengthen in the opposite direction. Pull it back. In, lower, lower. And again, rounding back. That's a really good one. You could stick working on that for a few. But again, continuing to progress the arabesque. We can come back down with the foam roller. And go into our extension. So, using the breath, gliding the shoulders down, coming up, 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 abs engaged, back engaged. Now, I can try lifting this leg up, keeping that shape, lift, 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 and rocking up like a penché. Lift, rock, 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 and up. And again, lift, 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 and up. Doesn't have to be big, you're just working strength. Lift, 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 up, and lower. And we'll do that one again. Again, you could stick with that one and do it multiple times. So here we go. Staying connected already, lengthening through your lower back to start, abs tight, gliding the shoulders down. Lift, 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 lift up. Reach long and out. And up. Reach long. And up. Try to keep the abs connected. And up. And reach. Up. Lengthening down. And again. Resting. And stretching your lower back. Then we want to take it up. We want to take it up to standing and see what we can do. So we want to take our arabesque to standing. I'm going to come facing a wall. And I'm going to start in a first position. Get my hands on the wall. Now the first thing is, I'm putting myself together like I was on the floor. So I've drawn my abdominals up. I'm lengthening through the spine. I'm going to bring my leg into a tendu arabesque. And remember, when I go, we did this piston, rotate, open. So I am allowing a little bit of opening in the hip. I'm doing my best to stay squared off, but realistically, there's a little bit of opening. I have to stay on my supporting leg, and I'm going to start trying to move the leg independent of the back. I don't want to initiate my movement by already tilting my pelvis. So I reach long and out, and I lift. Now, as I go, I feel that movement to the pelvis, but I'm going to reach my arms up in that opposite direction so I make that long line up my spine. Because oftentimes what we see is we go here, here, we crunch back and sink into that side. So you have to reach that opposite side forward to make space. So again, you arabesque, you lengthen, lift, you grow, 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 and as soon as your torso starts to go, you start reaching long up the wall, and then you come back down, okay? One more tendu. Isolate the parts, lengthen, lift, keep lifting. Make sure you're not hip hiking, reaching that hip away and long, and then up, 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 up with the torso. Make space. And lower. And of course, we would do that to the other side as well. So I hope that is helpful. I want you to keep in mind that you should not be doing this and working through pain. If you have pain, then you might not be ready for these exercises, right? You might actually need PT. You might need some help mobilizing. You might need a little bit more strength in some areas. So these exercises are great to help build your arabesque, but they're not the end-all be-all. You could have a limitation in your joint mobility, in your soft tissue mobility, or in your stability elsewhere that's getting in the way. And also remember, you have to be respectful of your individual architecture because everyone's body is shaped differently and everyone's shapes are going to look differently in class. See you.